All right, good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing? Great, still hanging in there? I see quite a few friends here. It's always great to be here. Today, my intro. My name is Surya Hotha. I run the product management and marketing efforts at Ampere. Today, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of who we are and what we are showcasing here at Ampere, here at the show. All right, let's get started. I'm sure many of you have heard about us already. We design and deliver high performance, energy efficient processor solutions. And the primary target markets for us are the cloud, hyperscalers and the other data centers, and edge computing. So as you probably have seen, we're fairly a new company, but we've done quite a few accomplishments in the last 1.5 years or so since the time we launched the company. So we launched our company in October 2017, and we built a very strong team of people to deliver the high-performance, market-leading roadmap of products. Okay, and some of the key accomplishments that we had in the last 1.5 years include. So we launched industry's first ARM developer program, which is in October last year. And our first product, which is called eMAG, it's shipping in production. And we also have multiple platforms from our key OEM/ODM partners. And most importantly, what we're excited about is the multiple deployments that we have at different cloud customers. And one of the deployments which we're actually showcasing in our booth here at the show. Overall, a great momentum for us at Ampere. So we're very glad that the press has recognized our overall progress and the key accomplishments that we did. These are some of the key press activity that we have in the last year or so. So let's step back and take a look at how the market is, what the market we're going after. So if you look at the overall server market in general, that's growing quite nicely. Okay, and the server microprocessor market within that, as you see, it's going to be 21 billion by 2021 timeframe. Okay, and it's a significant opportunity. The key message is it's a significant opportunity for us, and for a company like us, it presents a big opportunity to address this growing market. And with the deep expertise that we have, and as a smaller company, we stay very nimble and very customer focused, and we're in a very good position to actually address this growing market. And then some of the key technology trends, I'm sure you're all been hearing about this, but some of the key technologies that we think are going to be the driving forces for the need for high performance and energy efficiency, may it be in the cloud or may it be in the edge or the end user devices, are these. So the first key trend is AI, the advent of AI-powered applications. So what that's doing is, as more and more devices are getting AI enabled, you'll see a lot more data getting generated, which obviously, data without analytics is useless, right? So a lot more data is getting generated, and that needs to be analyzed, whether it's in the cloud or edge, that needs to be analyzed, and for making relevant decisions. Okay, that is actually driving the need for overall higher compute, higher performance. And then the second trend is we're all familiar with this. The cloud is here, it's indispensable. The significant adoption of the cloud itself, right? As more and more the compute-heavy applications move to the cloud, you would see a lot more need for the compute, higher compute in the cloud, and that sort of translates into higher efficiency processors in the cloud. And then the third trend is the evolving edge computing. We've heard of edge computing quite a bit. So as more things or the devices gets deployed, maybe in the self-driving cars or different devices, so you'll be seeing a lot more data coming out of these, right? And sending all this data to the central cloud is not really feasible. Okay, and analyzing it in the central cloud. So what's happening is it needs to be, and some of this data need to be analyzed closer to the device for quicker decisions. For example, if you take applications such as self-driving car or connected airplane or connected hospital, the decisions with the data that's being collected there has to be made closer to it. So the response times are very fast. So that's where the evolution of edge computing is coming in. And the key metrics here are the performance, the balance of the performance, power consumption, and the I/O options on the edge side versus the cloud side are quite different. So what we are doing is obviously what you'll see because of these different trends, may it be AI or the cloud computing or the evolving edge, you'll see that the compute, storage, and analytics getting distributed. Obviously today, the data is going all the way to the cloud and getting analyzed there, and the decisions are made. So that's going to happen, but some of that is going to move to the edge. And the processing requirements on both sides will be different. And with the differentiated features that we are putting into our processors, it's going to address all these different markets. So we've looked at the market trends. We've obviously looked at the technology trends, some of the key technology trends. And from Ampere, from our standpoint, what are the solutions that we are enabling to address these key market and technology trends? So the first one is providing higher performance per watt and per dollar compared to our competition. And that sort of translates into the overall efficiency as well. The second aspect is the security. Security being the key aspect of it. We have the end-to-end security both at the silicon level as well as at the platform level, and then all of these at a very lower cost compared to our competition. So what that does is it enables overall lower total cost of ownership for our customers. And then let's take a bit of time on the overall software ecosystem. Right, as you've seen in the last few years, ARM software system has come a long way. Right, if you look at our product, eMAG, we'll talk a little bit more on it. So from OS to the middleware to all the applications, they're all running on eMAG today. So what that is, the software is no longer a bottleneck. So ecosystem is all comprehensive and broad on eMAG. And then we at Ampere, we're rapidly driving the innovation by embracing open standards such as open compute, and also enabling differentiated features in our products. So if we look at some of the specific workloads, right, these are some of the key target workloads for our processor. May it be web tier or big data, storage, edge workloads. And then some of these depend on the, if you just step back and take a look at the processor standpoint, some of these, for example, if you take the web tier, it needs a lot more, core performance and the I/O, okay? And then the database, web caching is more reliant on the memory bandwidth and the latency factors. So what we are doing in our processors is bringing the mix of the core, which is the compute performance, and the memory bandwidth, I/O / all the latency aspect of it into one SoC. So that's where the differentiation comes in. And for some of these specific workloads, we are seeing up to 35% benefit in terms of the TCO. That's a TCO advantage to our customers. So let's take a look at the overall eMAG ecosystem. From obviously the first, you'll see that we have key partners that are building platforms with us, maybe Lenovo or Mytek. And then on the hardware vendors standpoint, we have relationships with the NIC vendors and the memory, FPGA vendors, very close relationships there. And on the operating system front, we're running all the standard distros are all running on eMAG today. And if you go to the middleware, go up the stack to the middleware, things like KVM for virtualization, Docker, containerization, and OpenJDK, Kubernetes for workload orchestration, they're all running on eMAG today. And some of these are obviously demonstrated in our booth here at the show. And then going higher into the stack on the application side, as you can see, these are different variety of applications, web tier, these are standard applications, and also some of these are customer specific applications. So these are all ported and optimized on eMAG. They're all running today. So now I'll spend a little bit time on what we are showing here at the show. What are the demos that we're showcasing here? So the first one is Android in the cloud. Android in the cloud, and we are streaming the games from the cloud. So what's happening here is the gaming application is running in the cloud in a virtual machine on our server, on eMAG server, with a hypervisor on top of it, with a virtualized GPU. And the app itself is running in the cloud, and then that is getting streamed to the device, okay, to a phone or a tablet. So the main benefits of this is that one, the device doesn't need to be very powerful, right? It could be very thin, very dumb, because it's not really running the game. It's running in the server on our processor. And then for the gaming provider, he could actually do the updates. He doesn't need to push the updates to the device. He could actually do it on the server itself. And it also enables newer business use cases for the business models for the gaming provider, right? He could do things like, okay, try before you buy. Okay, you don't have to download the gaming. You could actually try it on-demand services, and he could actually scale up the games as things go. And also he can control the quality of service as well. Depending on how the traffic is, he can actually control the quality of service for the game itself. So we see a lot of activity, a lot of demand for this in the developing countries where the phones are still, they're older phones, which are not that powerful, but still they could run the latest games on those phones. And that's the key application for this. And that's one of our key demos that's happening in our booth. And then the second one is the bare metal cloud powered by our processor, eMAG, and this is by Packet.net, and this is also getting, we're also demoing this in our booth. So as you can see, what this brings is for the developers and the next generation service providers, anybody who wants to try it, right? The instances are available today. You could go to the website, the compute instances are there. So you could buy the instance, and what we are seeing for specific workloads compared to relative x86 instance, we're seeing more than 25% advantage on the TCO, so which is pretty significant. So there is higher performance, higher efficiency, all that translates into the overall better TCO. Okay, what we're showing here is in our booth Kubernetes and a Ceph workload running in Packet on eMAG. I hope that tells you more about what we are, and it's very exciting time for the industry, as you all agree, and it's quite exciting for us at Ampere. Last 1.5 years has been great for all of us. Our booth is B12 right there, so please come by. You could check out the demos, and we could chat more. All right, thank you all. Have a great show.